Greetings, viewers of the internet. I'm Semi-Pro Stump, and this is the House of Stump, where stuff happens. Today, we will find out if Soul Calibur 5 is worth purchasing or passing up altogether. For those who may or may not know, it has been under the gaming radar until recent advertisements have gotten our attention. Keeping in mind, this is actually the 8th game in the franchise, but 5th in the series. If you doubt me, here comes the list. With the semantics out of the way, let's get down to business with this review. For those who have played Soul Calibur 4, you will notice right off the bat that the overall look of the game has improved considerably. The key example would be the scars on Mitsurugi's body. It's the kind of thing that makes you say, damn! But I digress. The arenas are well designed, and trust me, they are so good, you'll get distracted by what's going on in the background. And overall, I can say everything is pretty much in proportion with an obvious exception. Ivy! The sound of Soul Calibur is iconic no matter which version you play, from the trash talking to the clashing of the blades. Everything is pretty much dead on. If you feel like changing that, however, you can do it in the options menu to where you can either make it sound realistic or exaggerated. As for the music, it doesn't seem to have the same grip of the emotions as some of the previous versions did. I mean, it is decent enough to listen to, but after a while, you're just going to replace it with something else. The overall control scheme hasn't really changed much at all. The only noticeable change you'll notice in gameplay is guard impacts are no longer back guard. It's going to be back ABK, which, a little bit complicated, but also factor this in, you gotta have a certain level of charge in order to use it, which means, yes, you will not be spamming it anymore. I am grateful that they did fix Ivy's move list, because in Soul Calibur 4, it was like trying to control a drunken prom date who's hooked on plastic surgery. As for the bonus character Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2, I can definitely predict that he will be banned from tournament play because of how overpowered he is. He's got multiple weapons and the ease of use to match it. I mean, he is going to be more broken than the Apprentice from Soul Calibur 4, and that is just putting it rather lightly. Overall, the game is easy to pick up, but difficult to master depending on which character you pick. For those who play online, I have good news and, of course, bad news. All of it in one simple sentence. Rage quitters and dashboarders now get penalized for leaving a match before it officially ends. This was an issue in the previous game where you see people with a ridiculously high number of wins and almost no losses. I'm glad Namco finally addressed this matter of cheating so people can play legit for once. In random cases, I've encountered considerable lag throughout the match, which is usually typical of any game that was recently released. Hopefully this issue can be fixed, otherwise this might hurt online play. There are basically 3 modes that you need to know about. There's Global Coliseum, Player Match, and Rank Match. Global Coliseum is mostly for those who are either new to online play or just want to get several casual matches out of the way. The room is massive, which means you can find a lot of people in there to challenge. There's also a random function, so if you don't feel like calling someone out, you can just, do it random and see what happens. Player matches are a lot smaller because it's only going to be a room of 6 people. And, of course, if you're wondering what rank match is, it's essentially search and destroy. You can also view and save replays from various matches that you've had, so that way you can remember the times that you kicked ass and the times that you've gotten your ass kicked. I can personally see myself coming back to this game on occasion, whether it's just to blow off steam or to have some fun with a fighting game. With plenty of unlockables to find and downloadable content on the way, you'll be certain to get your money's worth with this game. The story mode can be cleared in about 4 hours, which is a bit of a downside, which leaves the other modes to fill the gap. The final score I'm giving this game is 7.6. It's not Game of the Year material, but it's still worth buying to say the least. Even for some faults, I'd still say that this is a step in the right direction for Namco. Will there be a Soul Calibur 6? I don't know. Can't really say. But with legitimate player feedback and a developer who listens to it, can go a long way. I hope you found this review to be informative and for the most part useful if you haven't picked up Soul Calibur 5 yet. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for future reviews.